This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons. Special thanks to our supreme and master speakers, Circa Barrakiel, Remy Asalia, Saray Cypher, Omejicat Comet, Erisu Yamakawa, Nina Grimsdaughter, Casey Schaefer, Daimos, Sisirafu Lilirafu, Lily Black, Hans Grenade, Sapa Chakwatol, Asuta Starbreeze, Faris Jantoru, Cletus Oreo, Quick Levin, Sayuri Snowfall, Luke Leonatrell, Stella Bell, Ceres, Icy Lee, Lyria Rain, Pamela Isley, Umbral Wind, Naive Arino, Celeste Raskris, Elenriel Maximus, Edwin, Bob Cece, Celestia, Fabson Voidworm, Yuling Jung, and Raimi Maverick. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Eorzeans. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 183. I am Lakeel Bravestone, and I am joined today. By Rollo Des, Georgi Whiston, and Mela Vanadar.
Hello.
Every time, Rollo, you had an hour to eat, and you left as we were running the fucking, when the wait screen was ready to switch. You were like, oh, I'll get some tea, and you come back with food? What is wrong with you? Welcome to episode 183. It's February 22nd, 2020. We have 5.2 is out. We've enjoyed it. And we will discuss it today, so please be warned. This is a spoiler cast, but the first part of it will be spoiler-free. We will just cover news stories and stuff. If you haven't done any of the MSQ and any of the Eden stuff, and you don't want to get spoiled, you can safely watch the first part, and we will tell you when we go into spoilers. So, there's that. So, like I said, today is mostly going to be 5.2. We'll talk about the MSQ, Eden. We'll touch on the Beast Tribe. We didn't talk about this in the pre-show, but I don't think we should talk about what's happened now. Like, we should talk about the initial quest, because that's like one storyline where people are going to be all over the place. So because people do that in their own pace. I don't think we should talk about like the story, sort of like where it is right now. If you've done all of the quests up until this point, because I believe is today when you can go to the next part of the quest. Yeah. So we cannot cover that part. Right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about Beast Tribes. I was
sorry, Beast Tribes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant Beast Tribes.
Eden.
The Kitari. Sorry, Kitari. We'll talk about the full Eden thing.
We won't talk about those, but
yeah.
I think we should mention one thing about what you unlock today in the Kitari Beast Tribe quests.
Okay. I haven't done it yet today.
It's that thing that I linked you earlier.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. Okay. We can. Yeah. Anyways, we don't have to worry about that right now. Let's also stay tuned for the post show, of course, because I will continue with questions from the Syndicate. I was a bit slow in unlocking that channel, so we don't have a lot. And there will be, we will continue the Field and City Themes tournament bracket. In channel updates, Core is now close. I can see the head. It's coming out. The baby is almost born. The Core baby is almost born. It's wailing on its way out.
Georgie, spank it, hurry! You gotta spank the baby when it comes out.
Anyways,
why is that a thing?
Anyways,
I don't want to talk about
it
right
means
now.
the end of the Alimsa Laminsa storyline for Core is finally ending with Never the Twain Shall Meet. That will be out in, I think next week will be the release date. Okay, right. What have we done in 14? Well, we probably shouldn't talk too much about this.
The release of the top 10 video?
Oh, the top 10 video is out too. But that was, I don't know, I remember when that happened.
I thought it was this
Thursday?
week, wasn't it?
Was it Friday? Was it yesterday?
I think it was Friday.
I think it was Friday.
I don't remember. It's out. Sorry about the scores.
Sorry about Rollo's scores.
I just really like dungeons.
We'll
It's an
cali-
opinion piece anyway.
We'll calibrate the scores next time. We'll make sure that they're all equally weighted. So yeah.
We'll pick your top 10 next time, not ours.
Mela is salty because people keep complaining that Mela's scores are too low. At no point does Mela go above like 6.5.
It makes sense that Rollo is the Paula Abdul and Mela is the Simon Cowell.
Yes, there you go.
See, still even each other out, so like
yeah,
it's
that's
fine.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then like me and Luki are like one half of Randy.
Yeah. Okay, right. Anyways, I don't think there's any real point to talk about what we've done in 14 because most of it is going to be patch
Salt
stuff.
is patch stuff.
So I think we'll just jump into recent events. We have a lot to talk about, so let's just start. Here's recent events. And our first story is sad news. The Pax East panel for Final Fantasy XIV has been cancelled due to the coronavirus. COVID-19, if you want to be more precise. This also, it's important to note, because a lot of people are just talking about the 14 event being cancelled. But it also cancelled the 11 fan gathering, which a lot of people were looking forward to, because 11 doesn't really get that much love anymore.
That's true.
And so there was a lot of sad tweets on Twitter when this was announced. I'll read the full announcement. As the community may be aware, COVID-19, also known as novel coronavirus, is spreading within the East Asia region. Taking into consideration the current situation within the region, sadly, Square Enix has decided to cancel the PAX East attendance of staff who would be traveling from the Japan offices. This difficult decision was based on our desire to prevent any potential spread of the virus and to prioritize the health and safety of our team and our fans. Since our team will not be in attendance, we are planning to scale down on our planned activities for Final Fantasy XIV. So this includes panel session, the artwork of Final Fantasy XIV, a look behind the screen. We will be cancelling the onstage panel session due to the absence of staff members who were scheduled to attend. However, we will be hosting a live stream, live from Japan, in English and Japanese.
English and Japanese.
I guess they're doing that because it was supposed to be English and Japanese during PAX East
That's true.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
That our
Who will
fans...
be the translator?
I don't know.
Foxconn or Koji?
They'll patch
It
Koji
might
in
be
via
Koji.
Skype.
We haven't seen Koji in a long time. I kind of miss
No,
Koji now.
I miss him.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
That our fans can view on Saturday, February 29th at 8 p.m. ET on the Final Fantasy XIV Twitch channel. So that's good. 8 p.m. ET. That will be in the middle of the night for me, I think. That's way
2
after
a.m.
the
on Sunday,
2 a.m. Is that GMT or CET?
your time.
Okay.
What day is February 29th again?
Next Saturday.
Yeah, that will be on a Sunday for me, though, in the middle of the night, for me and Mela.
Oh, okay.
So,
we can...
that could be covered. Because,
What time was it again? They said it's Sunday night.
yeah,
For you guys.
yeah.
8 p.m. ET.
That's on a Saturday, so that we'll look into it. We'll get more back to that. Developer signing sessions and photo op is obviously cancelled because they're not there. It's scheduled. That was cancelled. Fan gathering. We've also cancelled our planned PAX East Fan Gathering event slated for Friday, February 28th. We are looking forward to hosting future fan gatherings in North America, and we'll share more details on dates and locations in the future. Square Enix will still host the Final Fantasy XIV booth on the show floor, and we hope you'll take part and enjoy the Ruby Weapon Battle Challenge, the new player experience, and photo opportunities. So that basic stuff will still be there, but there will be no staff from Square Enix attending.
You'll still have your chance to get your I Beat Ruby Weapon shirt.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Will we ever get one of those shirts?
Never.
Nameless?
I had the opportunity to get an Aiden one, but I didn't go to that event, so...
No.
Aw.
Okay. In other news, Shadowbringers is up for excellence in multiplayer for SXSW, which is
South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Award winners will be determined by a weighted total between staff and advisory board, input and public votes. Voting begins Monday, February 17th, and closes Sunday, February 23rd at 11:59 p.m. CT.
Go vote.
So
Isn't
go
this
vote.
a concert?
Excellence in multiplayer is a weird category.
Yeah, what does it actually mean?
It's because there's no MMORPG thing anymore, so they
Yeah,
just have to make
I know.
one for.
That's why I just don't know if it's. I mean, go vote. Don't
Yeah.
listen to me. But I don't know if people will necessarily be voting for an MMO in an excellence in multiplayer category.
No. Right. Following the implementation of patch 5.2, there have been a few issues. I think the most interesting one is the known issue that became that they acknowledged shortly after the patch went live. So there was an issue with Reen at Founder's Floor when you were doing the main scenario quest. So they say...
Question mark.
Yeah, during the main scenario quest, question mark. Apparently what would happen is that controls may become unresponsive if the NPC Reen, located in the Founder's floor, is spoken to repeatedly. So we have taken temporary measures to address the issue. Because it will require some time to fix this issue completely as a temporary measure, we have made it so that if no inputs are made for 20 seconds after speaking with the NPC Reen, the conversation with the NPC will be forcefully cancelled. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause, but if users find themselves affected by this issue, the game will return to its normal state by waiting for 20 seconds. There you go.
Fine.
There was also...
Why would you speak to her repeatedly? Does she have more than one set of dialogue? Because I only spoke to her once.
I don't remember.
I don't think anyone has that.
I don't think they do.
This, I believe, led to emergency maintenance on the Tempest. What? It is that,
I think
isn't
these
it?
are unrelated, but
Oh,
I
thought
don't...
they were unrelated. Sorry, there was an emergency maintenance on the Tempest, so Tempest became unavailable on February
They
19th.
didn't say what it was for.
They didn't say anything. And then
I will say the announcement was kind of spoilery if you haven't... I mean, obviously,
Is it?
the expansion came out a while ago, but if there are new people that are jumping in at this point because they hear, oh, there's a new patch, and they say, maintenance on the Tempest.
That's
Like,
true.
what-
It was question
mean,
mark until you get there.
It's just the name. I feel like it's not.
I don't think, at this point, I don't think it matters. Okay.
I kind of agree, but I just think it's weird.
It's not consistent.
Yeah, but they have to tell us where the maintenance is because it's an area, so they kind of have to tell us where.
Of Shadowbringers.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to know what zone you're not supposed to zone into? This is just going to be like.
That's why I said. That's why I said they would say the final zone of Shadowbringers.
Oh, the final zone. I thought you said a zone. A zone.
No,
from
not a
Shadowbringers
zone.
will be taken down.
Specifically, the final zone. Yeah.
So you have to guess.
Because I think anyone that's played the game to the point of beating it, they would understand what the final zone is.
Well, I don't think the Tempest would tell me anything though. To be fair.
I will say the other thing that was spoilery about the Tempest beforehand is that if you got a rank 3 mark log before you got to that point in the story, you could tell that whatever enemies were in the Tempest were like watery themed, which was annoying as well. But that's a problem from a while ago.
Yeah. Okay, then there was another update on February 20th. Apparently, Cinderdrift was having some issues, the extreme version.
And the normal version.
And the normal one? I thought, because it specifically specifies extreme here. It does say both, sorry. The attack Mark II Magitek Comet did not always work properly, and players could advance through the Meteor Mine mechanic without meeting the requirements. Pretty big problem, and it was not addressed until 2 days after the patch came out, I think. But it has now been fixed, so you can't cheese that anymore. And that's it for the hot fixes. The game is fine now, we think.
It's working. You can play it right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going to guarantee that the game is fine, but it's better than it was a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Speaking of better, we're moving on to something that is very curious. I think it's mostly curious because I get no response. I have hyped this up so much, but I get no response from anyone here. When the first time I pointed it out, everyone was like,
I was on. I was
okay,
thinking
that's
cool.
fine. That's fine, Rollo. It's more like
Rollo
Georgie
I think
and Mailer
Rollo
like,
with you.
ugh. What's the point of talking? They hardly. Georgi wanted us to put this at the top of the show notes so we can just brush through it fast. I'm like, no. This goes.
I wanted to put it at the top of the show notes because I thought it was important.
No. Okay, so the A Realm Reborn. Don't try to snake your way out of this. You know we put the most important discussion ones at the bottom.
I think you're misrepresenting me.
No, I am not. I'm exposing you. The A Realm Reborn zones have been updated. And I think the first visual thing that I noticed was Limsa not being melty. They just fucking straight up made Limsa look a lot better. It's not the 1.0 model, but I'll shut up about it. It's fine. It looks better.
Does this model light up at night?
No. That's why it's not as good as the 1.0 one. Also, you can't. The railings are missing and stuff, but that's fine. It's better.
It's better. I just wasn't sure to what degree it was better than before.
But if you miss Lomso Lomonso, it's still in Lower Lenosha. So if you go to the entrance to Limsa Lominsa from Lower Lenosha, it's still there. They still have Melty Limsa in the background. Weird. Yeah, I don't know why, but there it is. That was. So I thought nothing of it really. I thought that's cool, I guess. Because that was like an eyesore. So, but then during the day, people who kept saying they've changed a lot of things. The scenery. Oh, also remember when we first saw the Leap of Faith thing, where we could see Upper and Outer Lenosha from above, and you can see everything, even more than you could before. And I thought, they're not going to throw this away. This is not just going to be a mini game. They never do that. This is going to be used for what it's worth. And it looks like that's the case because they have filled in. Did someone just smack their ass?
What was that?
I think it was a firework.
It
was a firework.
Okay, Jesus.
Okay.
They've added background elements that you can't see normally. There was a floating mountain in Swift Perch. It's just a mountain that they've added, but it's not connected to the water, so it's just hanging in midair. I think they're not done yet with whatever they're doing. And that's when another report came in that there seems to be. Well, originally we weren't going to cover this, but I have to because it's been everywhere now. Everyone knows that this is the case now. They have added the flying barriers to A Realm Reborn zones. This looks like to me because originally we just thought one theory originally was they're doing it to prevent botting and oobing. You don't fix up Limsa because of oobing. You don't do that to prevent oobing. You don't add additional structures and scenery to prevent people from oobing or botting. I think this means that A Realm Reborn is getting flying. And that's a pretty big deal if that's the case. This might be part of the A Realm Reborn streamlining that they talked about.
A Realm Reborn. It's happening.
Yeah. And this is really big because this is something people have been asking about since Heavensward. And they always said, then we would have to divert resources. What have we lost this patch cycle? We've lost a dungeon, which means they've diverted resources somewhere. This might be it. Touching up zones and preparing them for flight.
Imagine flying through southern Thanalan.
Just
it would
flying,
be so nice.
Flying in any A Realm Reborn zone is just surreal for me. I can't even imagine it. But
there are certain Realm Reborn zones that I still have no real desire to fly in, like northern Thanalan.
There's some cool tubes.
Yeah.
Tubes.
Some tubes up there.
Yeah, that's true. I have a dream, but I don't think this dream is realistic. That Upper and Outer Lenosha is rejoined.
I was going to ask this.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, how likely do you think this is going to happen? Because it's something I really want too.
They can do it.
They are actively, compared to all the other zones, for the most part, they're actively next to each other.
Yeah,
you
they
can
are.
see them from each other.
And I feel like they could do it the same way they did it with Wineport, because Wineport and Costa del Sol, believe it or not, is in the same zone. They are just separated by like
They're both in a
cliff. Yeah. I still don't. Yeah, I think I think a lot of this happened because of the PS3, and I think that's the Ugamoro part was just too much for the PS3 to have loaded in. So, and we've seen a lot. We'll talk about that later, but we've seen a lot of other improvements with this patch. We keep getting improvements with each patch. So yeah, I think if they're doing that, I'm still not sure if they'll go that far. But hey, we see it in the Leap of Faith thing. It's like united in one. I mean, that's probably like a low detail model. I doubt it's the full high detail map.
No, there is absolutely no reason for them to have all of the outer and upper Lenosha fully loaded for that minigame.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it's been really interesting to see all the pictures people have taken from like new stuff that just pops up. I also think like they've done like smaller things. Like I'm pretty sure they have updated the gate of the Sultanas like JPEG, because I know for a fact that used to be like just a static JPEG. Now you can see like it's like a parallax JPEG or PNG.
It's 5
now.
JPEG.
Yeah, and there's this night sky is the actual. Oh, sorry, not the night sky. The sky is the real sky. So I think that's pretty new. So they're making like updates to A Realm Reborn, which is very good. Makes it more attractive looking for new players, I think, because A Realm Reborn is getting a little dated. It's a little dated right now, and they're making it better. Now, the big question that we keep just discussing is whether or not Flight will become available in A Realm Reborn or Heavensward. Like in this scenario, let's just say that they implement Flight, because we can't confirm that it is Flight, by the way. Disclaimer. But it is looking likely. Would it make sense to enable Flight in A Realm Reborn or Heavensward, which is where it canonically starts, because that's where we learn how to do that?
I would just say just do it in Heavensward. Just it seems like less work to rework it. To be like, you can learn it in A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
They have, because it has always been referred to as a Realm Reborn rework. If they would add flying in Realm Reborn, they would have to rework some of Heavensward stories as well.
Yeah. They would have to change some dialogue.
You would have to get an ether time far earlier than you ever do in the story.
Yeah, because in Heavensward you do it at 53, something like that, like near the middle almost.
The ether compass?
Yeah.
No, I think you can get it earlier than that.
Really? Okay, I can't remember.
I think it's fairly early. You can start collecting.
I think you get the ether compass once you've done the first 2 quests with the 2 brothers. Once you've explored both Kurthus Western and the Sea of Clouds, and you've come back, then I think that's when you get the compass.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting anyways. I think a lot of people just want it for the Realm Reborn part, because the Waking Sand... Well, we did talk about that too. We have the increased mount speed makes it a lot easier to get from A to B anyways.
Yeah.
A Realm Reborn is
Back
a
in our
very...
day.
Yeah. A Realm Reborn is... The zones are very small. And it's going to be very interesting to see when you fly just how small they are compared to the other zones that we can fly in.
I can imagine if they do add flying, it's going to be a very low ceiling.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
you can't go as high as you could in Heavensward or
no, probably not.
Well, the weird thing is, I think one zone in particular, it would be quite interesting to see how they implement it, would be Kurthus Central Highlands, because of the fact that it's on a giant slope.
Yeah.
So the ceiling at the lower part would have to be very high.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, interesting and exciting anyways.
Hope they do. I want to go faster in some places.
Yeah, the rework is set to launch in 5.3. So...
Well, it has been... They've said that.
They've said 5.3. That is the target. So 5.3 might mean 5.35. Yes. It might mean... It'd be very strict, because they've never mentioned a patch number before 5.3. They've just said a rework is coming.
That's
no
true.
Specified
But remember
target.
when they said that Eureka was coming?
Yeah, but I feel like this, if this is linked to the A Realm Reborn rework, there is at least they're making a lot of headway with the rework. Okay, right. Let's move on. It's time for the spoiler part, and you know what that means? We need to sound the spoiler alarm.
On the Sound Hill alarm.
It wasn't very long. Oh, there we go.
All right. We're in spoil. Oh. I forgot. Right. Let's talk MSQ. We'll discuss everything, like the big points as we get to them, and then we'll have a complete discussion at the end. We'll try not to just read the story. We'll try to discuss it more. I don't know. But we have to talk about where it begins. Obviously, we start in the Rising Stones. With
it's only a part on the source for the whole main scenario. You never go back there.
Are you getting a little tired of not being on the source? Because I'm feeling a little fatigued. There's so much happening on the source, and we just bye, and we're gone for the entire patch.
That's why we're going back there soon.
Yeah, that's true. That's
but
true.
Also I think the first is actually cooler than the source because it's new. We don't care about it as much, but I kind of wish they flipped it originally because it's got so many cool bits of lore and stuff.
Yeah,
I like the first.
Yeah, the first is great. But there's also so many but I know that we're going to deal with that in the second half, 5.3. Right, so Maxima summons us, because we're still sort of trying to figure out this fucking soul...
stalemate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's that too. That's the thing. We're when I saw Maxima the first time, I'm like, oh yeah, we're still at war technically. So we're summoned to...
Alamigo.
Yeah. Where we meet Raubon and Gaius.
They're just
They've
chilling.
obviously dealt with their differences at this point.
I am so disappointed that we didn't get to see their initial meeting.
Hey,
agreed.
We've been in the first for a very long time. They've had chance to have a beer with each other and break the ice.
Maybe we'll get an echo at some point where we can see their first
I
meeting.
don't think we'll have an echo of
I
their first
feel
meeting.
robbed, Georgi. I wanted to see that.
I'm pretty sure Raubon also says we'll just put aside our differences for now, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Which is...
I mean,
what a weird moment that was, by the way. We are being standoffish in the what is the point? What is the point?
We've only seen Gaius twice.
Yeah, but at this point, we have bigger fish to fry. He's obviously not a threat. He's standing talking to Raubon. If he's talking to Raubon, his arch nemesis, and he's just having a chat, then you don't have to be so standoffish. You don't have to be
yeah.
What are you doing here? Stupid.
At this point,
we are stupid.
We are stupid.
Yeah.
We summoned a horseman beard. We're stupid.
We'll get to that though. Basically, this is where the story splits, and this is also really strange. Yeah, it's sort of because he's the Garleans. They've basically built another Ultima weapon, and it's more powerful than the other ones, which is such a massive threat to the realm, you can't believe it.
Yeah.
And then they're
it's on its way to Eorzea.
Yeah, and it's on its way to Eorzea. And then he's like, you can come whenever you like. You want to go to the first, that's fine, but come back and talk to me later.
Yeah. I know you've got pressing things to do. So I'll come back later.
On a different world that has nothing to do with our world at all. Meanwhile, I'll just wait here and listen to the footsteps of the slowly approaching ruby weapon.
They do sort of address this by having, when we get to the ruby weapon stuff, by saying that Gaius and his party have been dealing with it to a certain degree while we've been not there.
Yeah.
Did you like the part where you're talking with Gaius about Ultima, and Cryo's you mean the same Ultima that threatened the realm from a realm reborn? Remember that?
Yeah.
And I'm okay, I guess some people need that, but okay.
Yeah. Anyways, we will continue with the MSQ, so we'll leave Gaius hanging. We return to the first, and that's where we have to tell them, the people on the first, that about what's happening.
Yeah. We say, oh, they're building a new Ultima weapon. That's bad. And then they never talk about it. They never even
No.
at the end say, by the way,
they
make
say-
sure to deal with
They
that
don't
Ultima weapon.
care. They're on the
Well,
first.
no, they never bring it up
whatever.
again. They very briefly say, "Oh, well, that's unfortunate, but we can't do anything about it. So
Yeah.
let's continue with our
I
problems."
mean, they literally they can't do anything.
That's
I
true.
know they come, but you'd think at the end, if you'd not done it, there'd be a quick, oh, by the way, make sure you deal with that at some point.
It's very funny. Crowd's like, man, I really hope we don't have to end up choosing which one to deal with, and you can just choose which one to deal with.
Yeah. So while you've been away, they've been researching this
RSA.
aura site.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're
But without
struggling.
the bad parts.
Yeah, they don't. They're thinking about two methods of transferring the soul, which is basically what they're trying to, right? That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But it requires the only way you can do it properly is through what was this Allegan shit again? It's already
It's sort
fading.
of like via the crystal tower. It needs
Yeah.
the power of the Allegan eye.
Mhm.
So they're trying to find a way for Graha to either imbue it with the power of the Allegan eye via magic, which is the preferable method, or if that is not a solution they can reach, then by infusing it with his blood directly.
Yes.
How
Yeah.
much blood? Who knows?
Yeah.
A lethal
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lethal amount.
It does. So then we get interrupted by Lena.
Oh, yeah.
It was really awkward, a weird moment, which is like, can I talk to
I
you
mean, it was
in
supposed to be
private?
awkward.
Yeah. And if you talk to Graha before leaving, he says, is it about the salmon?
Yeah.
Salmon fillet, I
I-
believe he said.
I was
Yeah.
so confused because did I miss something?
Yeah, yeah, I
thought
got
it was
really,
a
yeah, me too. I'm like, what
5.1.
is this salmon thing? And she's basically telling us that, we'll get to that. She's reporting that there's been a sin eater on the loose, and
Yeah, in
and she's
late
like,
night.
we need your help, and it's just one sin eater, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it's all of this is really strange. You get there, well, you stop at one of the
Fort Job.
camps, Fort Job, and you like rouse the
The
people
guards,
there.
you get
The
them.
guards.
And
Yeah.
you get
Yeah,
the guy with the funny voice.
There's a Rogadin there with a
Hi,
voice
everyone.
that really does not match him.
Yeah. I mean,
The
the
thing
point is that it's more than just like she needs us, because she doesn't really need us.
Right.
It's more like trying to rouse the morale of the troops
Yeah.
by having
Yeah,
us
she
there.
doesn't want us to get lazy.
Yeah.
It
We're
still
tricking
seems
them,
like such
too.
effort, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everything we do is a lot of effort, Mela.
Wow. But what is it, like a weak sin eater? Let's get everyone all together first. Oh, God.
When you get
Go
to
kill it.
you get to the Senator, he's already been killed by someone claiming to be a warrior of light.
Oh my
And
god.
you like look over and you're like, oh, warrior of
Mm.
Damn.
Anyways, this clears up, and this is where we get to know about the salmon. Apparently, Graha tried to open a letter with a salmon fillet.
Not funny. I don't understand it.
Well,
Wait,
it's
funny.
it is
It
funny
makes no
It's so
sense.
dumb.
because he's like, his mind is slipping. He's like,
Yeah, because he's been
deteriorating.
working too hard.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
So you hear that, and then I think that's that.
I really
Yes.
like this scene because this
She
is
keeps you
Lena
behind.
because Lena feels worried that like she's not a part of Graha's life anymore because of how much
Yeah.
happy he seems with us around.
Oh, that's so weird to think
Yeah.
about. Easy to forget. That's like his daughter,
And-
basically.
Yeah.
And then you can essentially say that he misses her and that she
Yeah.
needs her by his side.
Yeah. Okay. Next, we decide that we need to tell people about the Warriors of Light, because apparently it turns out that people on the first don't really, the way they've like described the Warriors of Light, it's not put them in a good light.
Well, to them, they brought the flood and then became
Yeah.
cardinal virtues
Yeah.
and killed
Completely
everyone. So.
ignoring
Yeah.
the first part of their
Yeah,
career.
but
where-
it's been It's been like 100 years since the
Yeah,
flood,
but
and then all that bad stuff before that. Everyone's died in between, and this is a new generation
Yes,
of people who
yes.
just don't really
So
understand
the people that wrote the history, they wrote it like post light
Yeah.
flood.
Mm.
So we are tasked with informing everyone about the deeds of
The
the
truth.
Warriors of Light, the truth.
So we do a lot of mime talking.
Yeah,
With
yes.
pictures, though. With pictures.
With
Oh,
that
yeah,
is
we have
the
pictures.
best moment. I was like, there's please don't do this. And then they did this. They just in silence with a few pictures in between. But that's when
and every time a
Ardbert.
picture pops up, they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, good. I didn't know that."
Yeah.
They're very trusting, by the way. These group of people are like,
Yeah.
I know we
We-
saved the world, but like,
Yeah, exactly. We saved the world. We should be believed.
Yeah.
but it is
Yeah.
kind of funny to be like, all right, that thing you believed in for a very long time, you should not believe it anymore. And then the one row's like, all right,
We
then.
did that already in Ishgard.
I know.
That's true.
That's different.
That's true.
We're very convincing, Rollo.
Our pantomimes just so good.
Yeah. Ardbert now shows up. He just as we're done,
Yeah.
like fucking telling everyone about how great the Warriors of Light is, Ardbert is there. And he's basically just like, thanks for the help, bro. Now it makes my job a lot easier. That's basically what happens in that scene. He's just like announcing that
then
he's
he
a
says
warrior
that-
of light and he's cool and they should
And
all
he-
be warriors of light, right?
Yeah, that's what he says. He's like, you guys, you all have the potential to be warriors of light, like me.
Yes.
And now
He
you know
also
it's a good
shout-
thing to be a warrior of light.
Yeah.
He calls us out as well. He tells them we're not of this star.
Oh yeah. He's
and
like,
that will
he's,
go
does do
away
that.
soon.
yeah.
And so
Most people know by
this
this
is our
time,
star.
though.
Not many
No,
do.
mostly the people in the Crystarium, and it's not everyone either.
No.
And then he's like, "This is our world. We need to protect it. We need to become warriors of light."
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, the point he's making is that eventually we'll have to go back to our world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this world needs more warriors of light.
Yeah.
I like how they never at any point question, like, is a warrior of darkness bad then? Or why are there two? Blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah.
they're just fine with
Yeah.
Again, they're very believing. They just trust Ardbert, who
it.
no
Yeah.
one really knows, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And up
What?
until we had our speech, they thought Warriors of Light were bad. And now we've
Yeah.
been like,
And
Warriors of Bad are Warriors of Light are good, and then I'm a Warrior of Light. Everyone, listen
It's
to
all-
me. And I was like, yes, Warriors of Light
Yeah,
are
that's
good.
I mean, that's a good point because people are very willing to become warriors of light after seeing this flood of light
Yeah.
and these cities almost destroy the world.
Yeah,
Trust, and they don't even question how he came. I mean, I know he says like, I came back to life because the planet or the star wanted
He
me
said
to.
it was the will of a miracle of the will of the stars or something like
No,
that.
yeah,
All
And it's
nonsense.
like, yeah.
yeah,
Why not?
I mean, they're from another universe. Like, what's the matter at this
yeah,
point?
yeah. Right. So now we need to. What are we doing again? Where are we?
We
Sorry.
just retreat back to the Oculus, watch from afar, and then Alfina goes off following him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Which,
Stola tells us about her plan.
well,
Right.
I don't know if it's called if it's a plan. It's more like a lead
She thinks she's got a lead. What was the
on
lead?
how to. What was it the lead about? Was it how to get back, or was it about the history of the Ascians?
I think she was just the lead in some fucking Ronkin temple, right? And she was
No,
like,
but
Yeah,
lead
but
of-
like, what was
what
the
are we-
point? There
what
was
are
a
we
reason.
investigating?
We didn't just go there for
I
fun.
can't believe we've all forgotten. Have we all forgotten? While we're there.
Yeah.
To be
I think
fair,
it-
chat,
yeah,
we
Ronkin
found
stuff, yeah.
this. Yeah, this sidetrack is very strange in the story. Was it just for fun? We're just doing some
Well, she had
Ronkin.
something
It was
she
not
had
just
to
for
do.
fun.
someone had to
There
clean
was a
her
reason
room.
before.
You nasty fucking cat girl. Think
We
of-
don't clean the room until after we get back.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like one of the last things we do.
We go there.
Oh,
for
another
some-
chamber had
for some
opened up.
reason we go there. Yeah, but I can't really remember how
Oh
she
yeah,
found
yeah.
out
She was
about
trying
it.
to uncover the history of the Ascians without an Ascian minder deciding what we see and learn. What?
Yes, that's
Yeah?
correct. Because
Oh,
when we were in the
yes.
Katana Ravel, it's because everything came from Emmett
Emmett
Selk, so
Selk.
we wanted information of our
Right.
own.
We wanted like yeah. Objective truth. Okay. Right.
Thank
Okay.
you, chat.
Thank you, Chad. Right. So we go to Raktika.
This is actually later. I'm going to move this.
Oh yeah,
we go to
that's
fan
true.
out first.
We go to fan out to the Kitana Ravel, and with our two friends from Fano, the two
Three?
sisters.
There are 3 of them.
Oh, there's 3 of them. Are they 3? I keep forgetting that
Yes,
there
there's
were
3 of them.
Yeah, 3 sisters.
There's 3 sisters. Sorry. There's only one of them that I really like. The one that's like, can't really describe them. I kind of like their.
The older sister or the.
Yeah, I think it's the older sister. One of them fucks up, picks up an owl. We found. Oh, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. We enter a big room in the.
It's a solo instance.
Yeah, this is a solo instance.
It's not a solo instance first.
No,
just
now
in
we're
that big
fucking it
room
up.
there.
Okay, let's restructure. We enter a big room with a statue of a very
Horrible, ugly statue.
Big,
Yeah,
big titty
Yeah.
fellow.
it's got owls around it, which is a typical Ronkin symbol.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a riddle written on a pedestal with like it's empty. So it looks like you're supposed to put an owl on the pedestal.
Yeah.
Like we've done in the past.
Yeah, and there's a big door at the end with like some stairs leading
Yeah.
up to it. And it says
It
something
may
about
meant
yeah, go on.
disturbing a hero's rest.
Right.
Something like that. You will pay the price, blah, blah, blah.
Yoshtola in like 3 seconds realizes that this is like probably a trap or something. So she turns and one of the sisters has already picked up an owl. Uh-oh,
The dumb
sisters. The dumb one has picked up an owl and now this statue
sisters!
this statue
Statue turns into some sort of like
abomination is what it is.
meaty bird.
I thought
chimera
at first
serpent
that it
horrible
had breasts hanging from its
does.
neck.
Oh, well, no, it doesn't have that.
thing. It does still have some though.
Yeah.
It-
I was so confused the first time I saw it. I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Why does it have breast neck? But it did not have that. It's just a female body. It's
It's just horrible.
yeah, it's
I
just
don't
horrible.
even know.
It's just horrible.
Horrible creature.
Yeah.
Latin American equivalent of a.
It's
fucking
like a
snake.
sphinx. Yeah.
It's the first of like 2 things in this main scenario quest that had breasts that I didn't need to see.
That's true. That's
That is
true.
true.
Okay. So yeah, it's a riddle. It gives you 3 options to choose from. He turns them into cards. This is a Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, by the way.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
And
It
The cards
teleports
seem
you
like
all to a
really
different.
out of place compared to the instance you're in.
yeah, and
It
the
does,
first
yeah.
question tries to fool you, and I don't know if it's just badly written or if they tried to make it extra difficult because it says something about paws and it's got a coral.
Yeah, they just try to trip
Statue.
you up. With like
But if you
Yeah.
read it,
language.
it says like it's good with its paws, and which a
Yeah.
coral would not be good with its paws. So
Yeah,
it has to be an
especially,
opo. But yeah, it has riddles. For each riddle you get right, one of the cards is released, and you get them just wandering
You get them
around.
back.
Yeah,
I
you're
guess
like,
if you
I'll let
fa-
you decide.
Yeah, if you
And then there's
fail
a
all of
match
them,
game at the end.
if you fail all of them, do you not get them with you in the final fight? Is that how that works? Or
I think you get
No,
the
in
match
case-
game.
Yeah, if you don't get some of them in the match game, they'll be added, and you have to retrieve them there.
oh, I see. Okay, okay,
yeah.
I see. So you do that annoying thing. After it's killed, the door opens, and you see this big mural of a Ronkin.
Can we talk about how much I didn't like this instance first?
Georgie is so down on this
didn't like
instance.
this?
I thought it was quite good.
Yeah,
I was so.
I thought you
so
liked
unnecessary.
riddles.
I like riddles. I didn't like that when I did it again, they were exactly the same. I thought they would change.
Well, it's your fault for having to do it
It's
twice.
spaghetti code.
I
Uh,
also just, I felt a very unnecessary fight. I didn't like it.
I thought it was.
It was a nice.
gave you a little
it
bit of a
broke
build
up.
up.
Yeah,
Finding the
Mhm.
tomb of the
Yeah. you.
Ronkin.
That's also
princess,
like the
whatever she is.
theme of the Ronkin place. Like they always have this
Mhm.
weird like instance thing in the Ronkin temples with riddles and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the
Also,
first one
in
was
the
much
end-
better than this
Well,
one.
I can agree
Which
with that.
one?
In the end, it wasn't a trap because they would have had to have done the riddle. So
Well, you don't know that. There might have been a back entrance to solve it without, like, having to be attacked by that horrible creature.
Mm-hmm.
nah.
Okay. Anyways, the door opens. There's this big mural, and there's it's clearly a tomb, and there's this woman on the mural who turns out to be like some Ronkin sorceress or whatever.
Tuna.
And there's a star shower, and that's how we kind of conclude that they might have had the echo.
Yeah, because the sisters talk about how like she could see into the hearts of men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think she's like, yeah, that sounds like the echo.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Y'shtola makes a connection between the Star Shower and what people with the Echo on the Source see.
Yes. So, we
When she
return.
gets is that when she gets embarrassed because she's meant to be a scholar, but she was just speculating? That's
Yeah.
pretty
I
funny.
think,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think she says that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we return to not Fanow, but to the other
Slitherbow.
place.
Slitherbow.
Yeah.
Because Y'shtola says
I
she has something she needs to do before we leave.
hated this part, but I also understand why it's
Why?
there. No.
What do you
It's
hate
just it felt so pointless up until
was
the point where it happened, and I'm like, I see, that's why. And then it was okay. It was kind of okay.
Man,
They were making a link between her and actual Matoya. Like, she's the first Matoya.
I did like that.
Where she's like, I have to clean my room. They play Matoya's theme. You have to, first of all, you have to go get the broom, which was a thing that happened.
that's a well-worn broom.
Yeah.
Also, that broom is awful if you're actually using it and it wasn't magic.
Did you?
because
Yeah.
your,
So tiny.
your back would be like,
Yeah. Did you like how it shrunk? Like, it was a perfectly normal
Yeah.
broom until she turned it into a minion. She turned it into the minion broom. But yeah, she's like, I'm gonna miss this place when I leave or whatever. And then Runar's outside with his.
And he overhears.
He overhears that.
oh, it's very sad.
He's on with his fucking
Because
stew.
Runar loves her. I mean,
Mm,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
best thing to happen to their tribe, and especially him.
Yeah.
But
I feel sad.
who does Y'shtola make passes at though?
Us.
Us.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Fuck you, Runar. We're in there.
It depends on the choices you make, Rollo.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think all of us picked that choice when it comes to.
Which choice?
We'll get
Or
we'll
like-
get to it. After,
Oh.
It's after the Elizabeth group.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Right. So, we as we're what are we doing again? We are headed. Oh yeah, we're trying to attract Ardbert. So we know that there's a Sin Eater that we have to find in Raktika Greatwood because he hasn't been there
Yeah.
yet. So Thancred and Reen, I think,
Already
are
there.
already there. They've found it and downed it. And Elidibus, or sorry, Ardbert shows up. And we
I
basically.
guess you've won this race then.
Yeah.
He tries to convince us that he's actually Ardbert.
Yeah, but you can choose one
Yeah.
or two tests.
So
He will fail
poorly.
both of the tests.
Yeah.
And
You
That's
set over the
when-
fist.
yeah, that's when he
And then he
reveals who he
turned on
is.
his big voice.
Yeah. Which I shouldn't have come as a surprise to anyone. But there it is.
I'm glad they got out of the way quickly. If we do another patch of like, is he actually? I'd be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad it's just quick.
Yeah. Right. Anything else of note in that part of the story?
This is where Y'shtola makes. If you what's the setup for Y'shtola saying the thing?
I don't even remember myself. Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's something like you better not make me clean your room again, and then she threatens to send you to bed without supper.
Oh,
I don't remember that very much.
I don't remember
But
that
It's an
at
optional.
all.
It's an optional dialogue choice. You and Mela might have taken it more seriously than Rollo and I did.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I definitely.
If you
went for
pick
that.
if you pick this choice, the music actually fades out as she makes. This
Oh, I
joke.
heard about that. No, I didn't pick that. No, yeah, because I know that was like that option that Rollo would pick. I think
You just
I know
wanted
that is the
something different.
Rollo option. Yeah,
See, the way that I think of it, I think it would just have like I see my character just having that sort of jokey relationship with Y'shtola, based
Yeah.
on how she reacts in the Crystarium as well. Rollo can be as horny as he wants.
yeah.
Listen.
There
we're
was
cucking
no
Runar.
this is the podcast, Rollo. We are there was an option for that. I'm not gonna jump ahead, but there's a point in the Eden story where you get like a similar comedic answer. No response. Everyone just pretends like I didn't say anything and just moves on. I'm like, come on, that's funny. And there was no reaction. We'll get to that when we cover the
It's
Eden
just
part.
realistic, you know.
Yeah.
Was this the bit where he did the big law dump and then said, we can never be on the same page, or was that the later one?
I
in
think
the story?
this was Yes.
It's the part where he calls Emmett Silk soft.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yeah, he does do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was, there was quite a bit of Ascian lore there,
Mm-hmm.
which I can barely remember, to be honest.
Exactly.
With you. But
Yeah.
It's something we didn't really
I think
like,
it
not
was-
know.
No.
Yeah, I think it was
was
just
just-
recapping what we already kind of
Yeah.
knew. So now we decide that we need. What exactly did we need again?
Since
We needed to
Y'shtola's
figure out more.
investigations did not result in the answers she wanted in Ronka, she wants to move on to exploring the Amaranthine structures at the bottom of the Tempest.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
not the ones that Emmett Selk made, but the original ruins.
Yes.
And obviously not the ones that the Ondos live in
Because
either, but
the-
the
Yeah.
old ones.
That's sort of the theme, is that we can't go to the Amarot that Emmett Selk made because he made it. So whatever we find there, he would have concocted. So it's his like view of things. So we need to find the
Yes.
real Amaranthine structures under sea. So we go to the Ondo Cups. This is an annoying quest. It's funny.
I don't like this quest.
But it's a weird sidetrack. They're like,
Just a little
oh, we
moment
can
of
help,
levity.
but some, what are they called? The Benthos have stolen our livers.
Nonsense.
So
We're the
we-
warrior of darkness.
We
Do
have
what
to,
we say.
we have to find their livers, their bag of livers.
Well, we offer to do this because they can't sacrifice any of their people to lead us to.
And also, it's kind
The
of
old
our fault
Amaranthine
that they're
ruins.
in this state. So
Yeah.
there's like that as well.
Sacrifice yourselves for the greater good.
Yeah. So
Keep it on
there's
there.
some funny quest text for all the different bags that you can find because you find them in a cave.
Yeah.
Liver
And
is
the
not a
people as
vegetable.
well.
Liver is not a vegetable. So
And yes, Rena's found the shoe bill again.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think Rena's the only person aside from us to have ever acknowledged the shoe bill at this point.
Yes.
The shoe bill is.
Although later on, Thancred does say, Rain's saying something about a bird. Did you see one there?
And then Rain says, "I did see a bird," and
Yeah.
which is a weird thing for her to say when you actually do, if you choose to talk
I
to her.
chose. Yeah,
Yeah,
I talked to
yeah,
her first
yeah.
before Thancred was like, okay. But
yeah.
yeah.
So, anyways, we find a lot of vegetables. It turns out the Benthos are stealing vegetables from Calusia, and the only reason they would do that is because they want to, well, make eggs, babies, to build an
Babies.
army.
It
So
was that easy.
yeah. So that's that story, and then we're like, "Okay, thanks, but how about that those Amarot runes, yo?" And they're like, "Okay, well, it's there, but we can't really do anything else. You need help from someone else to get there, basically." And we're like, Bismarck, Bismarck blow bubble, and we go to Bismarck. Oh, actually, is this when we do the your Oriange walk?
Yes.
Yeah.
We go to Sullen first, and then Urianger talks about how he won't have to swim there anymore.
Yeah, he's come up with a good new plan.
Yeah, because he didn't learn how to swim. He had
Been working
instead
extra hard.
he had found a way to walk on water. He walks like 5 steps before it breaks, and he's in the water.
And Tancred has to
concentration.
rescue him.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We
I
eventually.
know it's
Yeah, go on.
I know it's supposed to be kind of like a little jokey moment,
Mhm.
but like I think it's definitely telling that because he has like a headache for a moment when he's walking or something,
Mm-hmm.
saying that
Mhm.
Thancred has the same thing too, and he's like, it's a different part where Thancred has it. But,
Yeah.
it's definitely like they've been here too long, and
Yeah.
it's starting to
Agreed.
really fucking
Yeah.
get to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to
And
get
then-
them home really soon.
Yeah.
A lot of old man jokes at Thancred's
There's
expense at
there's
this point.
that too. Yeah.
He's not
He's
even that
younger
old.
on the first.
Yeah, he is. That's true. Okay, so we get to Bismarck, and he's like, "Oh, I've got barnacles all over me."
Barnacles.
So we had to remove the barnacles. That's when we learned about Ken, who was this human that used to live on
Barbie's husband.
Yeah, live on him.
Barbie's husband, fame of Barbie fame.
Famously Barbie's
Barbie.
ex-boyfriend at this point.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Whoa.
Sorry, we're not up to the Barbie lore. Okay, so the island that Bismarck technically
Is.
is named after this Ken who used to remove barnacles from Bismarck back in the day.
And he was really nice.
Yes,
Yes.
I really like. Although I was very sad at first. I'm like, oh, I can't hear Bismarck's voice because Bismarck has a really good voice. I love it when he talks, but he doesn't talk in this quest. Like, it's not voiced. They make up for that though a little later. We remove the barnacles and we're like, oh, we're ready to go, I guess. But then Rena's like, no, you need to rest because you're all old boomers. So Thancred, Oriange, and the Warrior of Darkness. What do we call ourselves? We're still Warrior of Darkness.
So horrible.
Us. Us. We go on a spa day. Which is
Not
really
fair.
funny because this
I don't know if I
cutscene.
call it a spa day. We just sit down
Yeah,
and look out on the
I know,
source.
but it's funny because we're like this cutscene. They have a lot of cutscenes that lock the weather, so the weather is consistent with the cutscene mood. Not here.
Not here at all.
So they might just sit there in just fucking pouring rain and be like, "Oh, nice view," and I love this. Very strange. Yeah, so that happens, and then it's obvious, of course it is, interrupted by someone asking for help.
Useless man.
Yeah.
Because the night... What are they called? Evil elves?
Nightingales?
The Nightshade.
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 Yes.
They're spinning an attack or whatever. You get there, and they've been killed by the weird, the oddly voiced Rogadin.
Knocked out, let's
Knocked
say.
out. Let's just say knocked
That
out.
helped.
There's the oddly voiced Rogadin and the
Hi,
hero.
guys. The one that's name starts for like TH, maybe?
Yeah, there's something.
The cool guy in the blue. He has blue
Yeah,
instead of
he's
the
the
normal.
cooler
he's
of the two. And they're like, oh,
They
we're
know.
warriors of light now. Basically, is what you get out of that.
Yeah,
because now they
just
can
killed
like help.
yourself.
Yeah, they're gonna help the realm.
And then we're like, oh, well, that's good.
Thaler.
Thaler. Okay, Thaler. And then, yeah, we're like, oh, that's good. Let's go back to Kalusia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the others.
Yeah. So now we get to go to underwater.
Anamnesis and Nida.
Yeah, Anamnesis and Nider.
What a dungeon.
What a dungeon.
Really good.
Amazing.
Very strange. The first time, like, you hear the Sestasha theme, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not what I expected. I was
no.
because I didn't expect an
Uh-oh.
original song for this dungeon. I was never expecting an original song for this dungeon, but I was not expecting a Sestasha remix.
No.
But it makes sense once you think about it.
It's
Yes.
it's a mix
Yes.
between
It's
the Sestasha and then the old
there's a
Academia
lot of
Nida, pretty much.
there's references to Sestasha all over the dungeon, especially the last one with the drains bubbling and all that.
Yeah.
You get to hear Bismarck's glorious voice.
Oh!
Yeah.
When he throws the bubble.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just so funny for some reason.
Yeah. Which
The
is
first whole section is so cool. of
yeah,
it.
which is very
I was
strange
so excited by it. It was just so good.
because they've done it right now. Like because every other time when they've done this, like what I call artificially extending a dungeon, where you're just standing still and the platform just moves you to dispensers. This worked because it felt like you
Yeah.
were actually
It felt like you were traveling.
yes, and there was things to look at, and it just felt big and massive.
There were
Uh,
like fish and things outside of the arena that weren't part of the fights.
Right.
They were just there.
Yeah, and then
you would think.
yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
there's just that seamless when he like
Transition.
when he
Oh, it's good.
docks.
When he docks.
Yeah, you can leave Bismarck the
While he's still moving,
second
yeah.
it has come to a halt.
Yeah.
Like there's no like. Usually you will have to like wait for like
Yeah.
something to happen before you can move on. You can instantly walk off Bismarck, so it feels very
Like there's
natural.
two versions of that thing. There's the done scathe method where you do the whole fight, then you teleport there, and then there's the Bismarck method, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah, the dungeon feels very open as well. Like there's only like one zone transition, and that is sadly the last.
Right at the end.
Yeah, right at the end. But I think they've done that for cutscene reasons, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
It's super short. It feels so short to
yeah.
be in there.
Yeah.
Which is like,
It does.
it's weird because, when dungeons first come out, you're still bringing up your eye level so you can bring up more DPS to, stuff goes quicker. But even just at the start, even with like the auto scroller, basically,
Yeah.
it feels quick every time.
It
Yeah.
will definitely go quicker once we're able to take down more of the summoners as well later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
I'm
And
a big
2
fan
out of
Stone
3 bosses were cool.
Which one did you not like? The first one?
I assume you mean the first and the third one.
Cyclops.
You don't like Cyclops?
Yeah. He's
No, I
not
think
that
Cyclops is
interesting.
interesting. He only has one new. He only has one new
That's
mechanic.
true.
And it's a mechanic that's very
first
simple.
boss
to
was
understand.
that spinning arrow and all the AoEs.
Mm-hmm.
That was new and
Unknown
pretty
looks
tricky this time.
disgusting. Is that a
Hey, also-
Does it come from anywhere?
Is it a 7 boss?
It looks.
It's based on
I
the
don't-
dinosaur model. Whether,
It is a remodeled
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus.
Okay.
Yeah.
you guys like that new dungeon music for Expert? Or new boss music for Expert?
The new
Yeah.
mini
Oh
boss
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
I
very
really do.
good.
Also, it's based on Final Fantasy VII.
It is a 7 remake. Okay,
Monster.
it's a reference from
Okay.
The Cyclops is from Tactics. And then of course Fat Cheeks McGee
quite-
at the end is
For anyone
unique.
interested.
Oh,
I don't quite understand the key crops, why it's there. I mean, I understand that it's a
It's just a
concept.
concept, isn't it?
I understand it's a concept that they made, that the Emeraltines made.
Yeah.
It doesn't match
It's a
their
perfect-
sculpture at all.
No.
I mean,
I don't know.
if you have enough time, they'll just make everything, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They'll just
Yeah.
they'll make anything and everything. So
Yeah.
eventually, there was going to be a Cyclops that looked like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Um,
certainly a bit out of place and not very mechanically fun, but the dungeon was good.
Yeah.
The last boss was cool with the big old
the hand mechanic is really cool.
breastplates.
Um,
The hand mechanic was
Yes,
very good.
you fight a queen under. Well,
You can
not
finally
under,
see what they look like.
Benthos.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
not as
Ugly.
horrible as I expected, but still ugly.
Yeah.
But beshelled.
Very agile, surprisingly agile.
Weird that I
She-
didn't expect them. She has a shell, doesn't she? Like a turtle.
Oh yeah,
does
she
have a
does
shell.
have a shell. Yeah,
Weird.
But that's just because she's a remodeled fucking.
Well,
What's
yeah.
the name of the
Oh,
final
yeah.
boss from
Old
Hell's Gear?
Genbu.
Yeah,
Is it
don't
Genbu?
worry about
Genbu,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is Genbu.
Dude, her
Massive.
titties are fat.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah. And disgusting.
They are.
Okay.
I will say, I wasn't expect. I said this to the others before. I didn't expect Anamnesis Anida to be this weird Ondo dungeon.
No.
To be honest,
It was very weird, and then which makes the cutscene after that so jarring because you're like, oh yeah, fuck, there's this happening. That's
Yeah.
why we're actually here.
I like that we solved both problems that we had right now. The short term problem of they're going to attack Kalusia,
Yeah.
and then the longer problem of what's the history of the Amorti.
I also just didn't think about this.
Yeah.
We just killed their queen. We just
Yeah, they're fine.
that's the end
That's
of them.
all right.
They'll have another one.
Don't they kind of lament like?
No.
Well, they would. Who would birth the queen?
Well, we lament it. The Ondo seem
the
to
fat,
suggest
poor
that like
person.
it's going to stop them in the short term, but they'll be back.
That doesn't quite make sense to me because they would need a queen half. How do they
They're
birth?
probably
have
like
other-
bees.
Yeah.
There might be other.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're like you are
the-
queen now, and then
Yeah, they
Yes,
just
and
when
then
they're
they will-
larvae,
they'll
they
begin to-
decide which one the queens will be.
and it will grow
Yes,
a big
one of the other-
shell and boob.
Yes, they will bloat up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah, and then you get into a big
End of
lore
dungeon.
cutscene.
yeah. Now there's a massive lore dump, a big revelation.
I gave
Um,
that dungeon 6 out of 10.
6.
Shut
Oh,
up.
Mela. That I get that.
You probably would.
Okay. Anyways, there's sorry that I lost track now. Yes, we found this like memory crystal, or whatever they call it.
It
It's like
activated itself, sort of.
it activated itself.
And we got surrounded by the ancients. It was that bit
Yeah,
that we were all
it's
thinking
like a
about.
recording of what went down during. Well, this isn't the actual summoning, but it's like the pre-meeting before the
it's
summoning.
the third.
After Zodiark, before Heidelin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's when we learn that this one character called Vena, because the T is silent, is there's still a lot of people that don't agree with the summoning of Heidelin. So he's like explaining his reasons for wanting to summon Heidelin, and also that he wants to become Heidelin's heart, because and it's then sort of implied that Elidibus did the same thing, but he then became obviously Zodiark's heart. So Elidibus
Yeah.
is Zodiark's heart.
which confused us.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
we did for a second. I mean, ultimately, it sort of makes sense. But for a second, we didn't understand how Zodiac could both be sacrificed to be not Zodiac. Elidibus could be sacrificed to both be Zodiac's heart and also still be around.
Yeah. I think they explained during the cutscene that this might not be the Elidibus we know, because Elidibus is the name of the office.
It's a title.
It's a title. So it might just be the old Elidibus, and that the Elidibus we're dealing with now is the Elidibus that came after the Elidibus that became Zodiac's heart.
Doesn't Ystrella say right after? Or
Urianger questions it.
Yeah, Urianger.
Yeah, he's like, that's a bit too easy or convenient.
Yeah. So they're like,
During the discussion of the Amoritines, we also learn that the defector from the Convocation of the 14 did not participate in the Heidelin summon either.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And
that's the one people think is us.
That's the one people theorize might be us. But we can discuss. There's some gender stuff going on there. Like there apparently some.
I think it came out of the blue.
It came out of the blue, so I don't want to discuss it right now because we don't have any. I don't feel like there's because it's the French client again and whatever. So we'll just have to let that slide for now. But there were 12 people in the crowd in addition to Venat.
Yeah, which is upsetting.
No, it's not upsetting.
No, it is.
Because he's the heart. He didn't summon, he's just the heart.
Bro, the 12!
So we can still be the one who comes in at the end. Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking about... Oh.
Because there are X number of people, so if there are that many people, why would we be
that
one
would mean
of the
we
12?
would...
I don't think...
Yeah.
No, I think this kind of...
Yeah, okay, so you want us to be
the idea that,
you want us to be one of the 12.
Sorry.
Sorry, I forgot.
This is making me happier the more I realize.
Yeah. But I'm still happy because I think they're still the 12. That was my theory. I don't know.
But we're not one of them.
No, yes. I don't think we are one of them.
No.
Because again, it would change too much of this. It would make a lot of this like world story lore fuck up. I don't know how that would be. How would we not like recognize other people? How would we not remember being the 12? Like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand about that.
We don't remember anything about our past.
That's true. But I think there was just the 12 in our still work in progress theory. The 12 summoned Heidelin. I think that's the broadest stroke. The 12 might have summoned Heidelin.
Our theory is not shot down just yet.
Not
the general
yet.
part.
In fact, this has strengthened the theory because there were 12 people there. There were 12 people in the mural in the Katana Ravel. So the number 12 has been repeated twice in.
I agree that these people are probably the 12. I thought part of our theory was that we were one of the 12.
Yeah,
that was also part
that
of
was
it,
an offshoot one, but the base theory is that the 12 are the people
who summoned
Heidelin
are the 12.
Yeah. And then there was an offshoot where we were one of the 12, and then there was the offshoot of that again, which was Oshon, which is entirely supported by Mela. And I think
feel like
your branch is dying right now, Mela.
As is the generic We Are the 12 one.
Yeah, I think that one's also taken a major blow. So,
which I think is slightly a shame, because that sort of means our characters, where we were pro Zodiac-ish and then left, but we weren't pro Heidelin. Well,
we left.
Okay, well we were anti both then,
or the defector left.
We were neutral.
So we're pretty boring.
Yeah, which you have to be. Our character is quite boring.
If we are to ultimately cause the end of both of these primals, it makes sense that we were neutral back in the day as well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Then why? No.
Yeah, no. But yeah, it is interesting nonetheless. It looks like at least the 12 theory is alive still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but then there's a hard blue ball because the scene just kind of ends with the thing breaking, like it just stops working and
running out of energy.
Oh fuck, it's out of juice. I need to like work on this. And so we leave her behind so she can fix it.
We go back to the Crystarium to tell Graha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we tell them about. Oh yeah, we meet Graha outside of the tower. There's a little bit of there's some unrest around the tower. People they want to
They're
leave.
deserting.
They're deserting.
They don't want to
from the-
be crafters. They don't want to be shopkeepers or innkeepers.
No,
they want
they
to kill.
They
and be the
specifically
warriors of
mentioned
light.
that all the people were from either the mean or the guard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically, yeah.
Big sad.
Which
So
I
don't worry
think
about
are
the shopkeepers mainly. We'll still have shopkeepers.
But I would say that
Well,
those
they don't
two
have big
factions are like one of the most two of the most important parts of the Crystarium.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm just saying, society won't completely break down.
No.
Yeah.
It will
You'll
take
still
a
be able to buy
massive
bread,
hit.
but nobody will be making it.
It will be completely
Yes.
unsafe, and no one will be making any food. So there you
By the
go.
way, living in the Crystarium sounds pretty nice. Like, as in, like,
Yeah.
you can just kind of do
Oh yeah, it's a cool society.
like
Yeah.
whatever you like
Yeah.
for the most part. Like,
Yeah.
work whatever.
It's sort of like the capital of the realm at this point. So it's very strange to want to just also, if everyone wanted to be a warrior of light, how do they not think, like, if all of these people are going to be warriors of light, it's going to be a fucking mess. Everyone's going to run around and just be. What are they going to do? There's hardly any sin eaters left.
The
I
world is
think that's-
tiny.
I think that's part of Elidibus's plan. I
Yeah.
don't think they're thinking rationally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people
Yeah,
of the
but why are they so
Crystarium has
dense?
so far shown they are. So I'm so sorry to the people of the Crystarium. You aren't real, but you are very stupid. Okay, thank
They
you.
are stupid.
That's a little
Because
weird.
we've just told them that the Warriors of Light
I
did
think
good and caused the flood of light, which killed everyone. Why are you trying to recreate that?
Okay, all right.
Well, I think they're not thinking that far ahead, and I also think that they're thinking, "Wow, the world of possibilities is open to us once more. Now that the flood of light is no longer a threat."
Yeah, you can help Grandma Jones get 5 flowers from the plains of Kalusia.
But yeah,
There's nothing left to do anymore.
okay. I would have understood this if this was any other settlement, but I thought the whole point of the Crystarium was to like grow and like to rebuild and maintain society.
I didn't think it was to rebuild society. I thought it was to maintain
It's the last bastion.
It's the
it was
last
final
bastion. So
yeah, but that's the thing. They don't feel the need to have a last bastion anymore now that the world is.
to me the natural line of thinking would be we expand outwards, we spread the Crystarium's knowledge because the realm is safe instead of going around fucking trying to be a hero. It's such a weird thing to do.
I don't have to be responsible
Grandma
anymore.
Jones.
Yay!
Oh, well, they make it. They make the well after. We'll talk about this afterwards. But I'd bet
Death
shows up.
flags.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just. Yeah. We need to move on. So in the middle of this big scary cloud shows up. There's a star shower. We hear Heidelin's voice, and with the hairfield thing, and we've seen this before.
Yes.
And if you're a 1.0 player, you've seen this twice. Which, no, you don't. You only see it once because we get a different start of a Realm Reborn.
Yeah, you don't see it again. At
Yeah,
the start
right.
of
We only
Realm
see it
Reborn.
once. Where are we? Yes, Elidibus shows up, and this is where he tells us about like what this means. Basically, people with the Echo to awaken the Echo, which is basically what Y'Stol had already realized when we saw the mural, I guess. But
He also told us in Raktika.
oh yeah, he did tell us in Raktika. Did he? Did he tell us
Yeah.
that in Raktika? as
Or
well?
he either told us in
told us that
Raktika
there.
or now, but he did tell
He
us.
tells
it.
us now.
It's now. This
some
is the point where he does it. He's like,
Are you thinking of when Y'Stola says like sometimes the soul remembers?
No, I'm thinking specifically Elizabeth.
yeah,
He
this
tells
is
us-
now. He tells us at the steps of the
Hyland
Crystarium.
has done this many times in the
Yes,
past.
this is
when
Crystarium.
she's new minion.
Yeah. This is basically a vision of the last thing the ancients saw. Like it is a vision from the end of the old world. And when certain individuals see this, it awakens the Echo in them, which is basically just a tiny fraction of the power that the ancients used to have.
Yeah.
Which also tells us the Echo is not an indication that you have been tempered by Heidelin.
No. So that is an Eorzean theory, and it has been proven wrong.
It also confirms literally everyone is a split soul.
No, not everyone. Not everyone.
No, well,
Almost everyone.
I think we already knew that everyone was a split soul. It's just
Yeah,
like the degree to which they had
Yeah.
connection to the Amoritines.
Yeah, yeah. Only not everyone. Everyone is a split, like has some sort of split as a part of the old world in a way, but only a select few. Not a select few. I think quite a large.
It's
portion.
more than you think. It's more than you think, but it's not everyone.
Yeah, not everyone is susceptible to the echo. Not everyone has the echo.
Like none of our friends have the echo, well, other than Kryle and Aaron Volt.
Yeah, a significant number of people on the first have it,
Yeah.
and yet hardly anyone on the source has it. Despite my thoughts on the
percentage-wise, there's less people on the first, and also we don't know how many people in that crowd heard it.
Right.
It sounded like everyone heard it.
So
Sound like a lot of them.
No, I don't think it's everyone because it would be very weird if it was everyone except our Scion friends.
Well, no, they saw it too, didn't they? Because
They saw it, but they didn't hear Heidelin.
oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Because hearing Heidelin is what triggers the echo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So after that massive. So he's basically he's giving people. It's awakening the echo within a lot of people on the first now. So now they're actually warriors of light.
He says to the crowd, "This is a sign that you can head out into the world and become warriors of light."
Yes.
Which is what he wants.
Yeah. And then he starts walking away, and you sort of catch up, and you're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I thought you were evil. Why are you making warriors of light?" And he's just lolls at you. And
Yeah.
pieces out.
And he explains that the echo is not a symbol of necessarily them being warriors of light.
Yeah. And then he just is like, "But I am a warrior of light."
Yeah. Okay.
that's
Okay.
it.
After that, we are told to go rest, and that's how you know the MSQ is coming to an end.
Yes.
You go into the inn room, and we get an amazing scene. Thank you, PS3 and 32-bit PCs, for your sacrifice. We get to see a teapot pour liquid into a cup, and we see the liquid come out of the tip, and liquid gathering in the cup and filling up.
And even just a little bit of like a swirl at the end.
That's a big thing for 14 players.
Of course. This all occurs at the whim of a ghost because there is no evidence that we did it.
No.
we used,
Fairly confident I was playing like Crisis on a 32-bit computer. But that's fine.
Yeah.
We've got teacup.
Then someone knocks on your door. They're like, "Oh, this person from the something stairs. What is it called?
Wandering Stairs.
Wandering
Stairs.
Stairs. And the NPC that shows up is based on what job quest you've completed.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you've done all of them, you can get Sayela, which is the one I picked.
It's the one I picked as well.
Yeah, each one has a different dialogue. I guess they all
end in the same way. In
Yeah.
essence, I think.
Right.
You all tell them like what's up with Little Biss.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, I actually didn't know that about the other four.
Oh, Gyat is it's a pretty. I've seen Gyat's cutscene, by the way.
Gyat is my favorite. I am so glad I picked her first.
Yeah.
I'll probably do Gyat's on my Ragnarok character since I haven't done every job quest on my Ragnarok character.
I almost chose Gyat, but I thought CL is like the reward for completing them all.
Yes,
so,
that's what I did as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So then that's sort of the end of our involvement in the story. We get to see Oriange, the dog. What in it?
Why did you write dog?
Roksuk?
Good boy.
What's it called?
Beglug.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. And
Beklug.
and Beklug. And Graha, they're trying to infuse this vessel. Graha is crusting up. They seem to be failing to infuse this vessel with the required.
Well, it's not just
Nero
that they're
became
seeming to
crusting.
fail, but Graha is crusting up, which is also a problem.
Yeah.
You heard him crusting. He's
Yeah.
crusting just like Nero was.
But Nero solved his crustiness, so it's fine.
Do you think he's gonna crust up so much that at some point it's like, whatever,
He
I
dies.
guess we'll just have to kill me to get this infused because I'm gonna die anyways.
Maybe.
I think he's going to become a statue.
Yeah, I can't.
Housing
I'm so-
item!
No! Why did you
No,
say that?
but so
He'd actually like it too.
so no. Think about this. So we need Orosite to get them back to the first.
Uh-huh.
Can't we chip his fingers off?
No. Maybe he is the giant Orosite statue, and we just carry him to the source.
Yes.
with the souls of all our friends in
No.
it.
Yeah.
I was just going down the like. In the end, he ends up having to sacrifice himself and turns into a crystalline form and dies. You're turning into like flying him between
That is
worlds.
a
turning him into
cool
Hulk.
housing item, though. Like, that's the question.
Yeah, and then once we bring him back and we get our friends out of him, obviously,
Yeah.
we can just put him as like a guardian in
No!
the eternal-
the Rising Stones.
Yeah.
Is he dieable? Is he
Oh,
dieable?
a dieable Graham. Oh, hell yes.
No, stop.
Hell yeah.
Again, I think he would actually like this. He'd be like, "Yeah, did you get
I think he would like this
He
too.
would, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can wake up Graha on the source and say, "This
And then he'd be like, "What the fuck? You're weird."
Okay, anyways. Meanwhile, on the source. By the way,
Oh, yeah.
the source exists.
Oh yeah.
There
we don't know that first this is on the
Well,
source.
we don't
At
know
first
yet.
It tries to
Yeah.
trick us.
First is like Amaranth, the end of the
It's
world.
the final days of Amaranth
Yeah.
again.
And Xenos is there, and we're like, oh my god, why is he there? He's
Oh.
wearing
And we're
sexy
like,
outfit.
why
and-
must he be there?
Yeah, and then he's not there. He just had a dream, and he said,
apparently
"I've been
he's been
having
having
these
this dream
weird
for a
thoughts
while."
lately. Like, is any of this for real or not?"
went for it.
And he turns to Asahi. It turns out,
No.
he,
White hooded figure.
Sahi.
With
and
His
Asahi
voice.
extends his hand, and there's a big wave coming behind him. Okay, no. So it turns out that I think we're right with the Asahi body theory, at least. That
Absolutely.
It's his voice.
They're not being subtle these days now with the body takeover shit.
No.
I just think that they're not. They just can't think of any more characters, so they're just reusing them
Well,
all.
maybe they just want to use the same VAs, Mela. Maybe it's easier
Yeah.
than having to
Ah,
find a new
yeah.
one.
Are you saying Elidibus is too expensive?
It's too
Well, they have
expensive.
Elidibus, but like Elidibus can't be in two places at once, Rollo.
That's true. That's true.
Of course.
Yeah.
I
No.
mean, he can teleport.
That. I still don't like
I don't like it being Asahi.
people
I
not
like it
staying
being
dead.
Asahi. I'm so
Also-
happy about it being Asahi.
Xenos
Can
is
someone
confirmed.
just die like without coming
I
back?
know,
now?
he's dead.
Yotsu died.
I swear to God, in the next patch,
Monkey's
it's gonna
paw,
Go,
Yorgi.
it's gonna
I
go
feel like
to
she's gonna come
Horshifon's
back.
grave, and his hand's gonna break out.
When
He'll
we
pull him
when
from
we
that.
fight Asahi at the end of like 5.5, we're gonna fight his inner demons, and Yotsu is gonna be
And
like
Yotsu will
another
appear.
enemy. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, with my big pipe!" She's gonna be slapping you.
I said this before, but I've always been disappointed that Asahi did not get a primal fight, and I'm excited that this is an opportunity for Asahi to turn into Amaterasu.
Asahi sympathizer.
Yeah. Okay, we have to move on. We
I
don't
just
have
want
time.
to kill him.
Wrap.
Okay.
I want to kill him
We need to
myself,
wrap. We
Mela.
need to wrap. We need to wrap. Eden. Let's talk about Eden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gaia. Okay, so Eden spoilers. Eden spoilers. Wah wah.
Wah,
we're not going to talk about it for too long. We're going to move on pretty quickly through these now. We learn that Gaia is annoying. She's awake.
Worse.
She's very annoying.
You
She's
guys don't like her?
She makes
She's a
Thancred
brat.
carry.
yeah.
Yeah.
She makes Thancred carry her luggage, which is another nice animation though, because
Yeah.
Thancred is actually interacting and carrying the luggage. He drops it and then picks them back up again.
Her behavior is sort of justified in the fact that she used to be a free citizen of Yulmore, so she's
Yeah.
kind of lived a slightly. She's been
And she
She's
she lived a privileged
she's
life, and
privileged.
she wasn't there during the upheaval.
right. Well, yeah,
I
it
don't know
is.
if I liked that.
What? That she was a free
Her
citizen?
being a free citizen of Yulmore.
Why?
Well, wasn't there this whole like pull from the void thing?
Yes.
Yeah, but
Why
we
was
don't
she
have
on
the all,
13?
we don't have all the answers yet.
She's
Well,
got a
true.
memory loss. We don't know
And
about
no one
her.
recognizes her either.
No.
To be fair, actually, that in one of the role quests, the mage one, that little boy was trapped in the void, so she
Mhm.
could have been too.
Yeah.
Hmm. No one recognizes her, but I'm pretty sure she is from Yulmore, because otherwise, how would she have a room to have goods from?
Yeah.
That's
She's
true.
kind of just walked into anyone's house and taken stuff, got Thancred to pick them up and bring them to the
Yeah.
to Amarang with her.
Speaking of that, that's also another technical marvel in this cutscene is that Thancred is interacting with luggage.
Yes.
It
It
was
is
really
rare.
good.
It's rare to see characters be able to hold and pick up something and we see that in that cutscene. So
It's
that's
also
cool.
rare to see things have weight in this game.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
She's rocking those heels, by the way. The fucking
Yeah.
desert.
She would sink.
Yeah.
Even Tancred's like, you should have picked better shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's also that Reen and Gaia friendship forming. Well, one-sided at first. It's the classic, like,
Oh,
I
it's
don't
so
like you, but I
lame.
like you, and then I knew. Hold on, I knew the second that like Reen showed like, oh, I kind of like her. That Gaia was going to melt at the end. It's the most classic of classic storylines and
Yes.
developments in history.
It's very cliche.
Yeah.
But on the second playthrough, I kind of enjoyed it.
I never get tired of it. I want to see people be nice to each other.
Oh god.
Okay. Anyways, we move on to the actual. To be fair, I didn't really care too much about that like underlying story with that
No,
with
I don't
Reen
care at
and
all
Gaia.
about either Gaia.
Whatever.
They can
I
have
like
coffee
the part
biscuits
with-
if they want.
I
I
like
like the part where
yeah.
Reen was trying to reach out to her and we were doing squats in the background for some reason.
Yeah, that was
We got looking conspicuous.
stupid.
We never do squats for fun. Why does that make us look
I
inconspicuous?
don't even have
all of a
that
sudden?
emote unlocked.
Mm. Anyways, we decided to go for the element of lightning next for the empty. And so we decided to think about Ramuh. And it's interesting because you get funny options. One of them is like beard, and more beard. Yet,
And then the other one is orbs, and
Yeah.
failing to get them.
Balls.
Yeah. yet the Ramuh we summon has the shortest beard to date.
Yes.
So I thought that was
And
very...
doesn't have much in. I mean, it's got some orbs, but
The orbs are there. The orbs are there.
I
It's
assume it's
also
more
half
important in the
Ixion.
extreme fight.
Yeah.
he's weird.
Yeah.
I don't really like. I like his human part looks cool.
Yeah.
The Ixion part looks slapped on, but like
I agree.
Yeah.
The Ixion part is just Ixion.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
it's
Ixion.
just Ixion.
Yeah.
But
Like,
like
how are we so dumb?
I
I
know.
I'm a little bit over it, but also, how are we so dumb?
Yeah.
I still think
It's
it's
like-
a fun gimmick
Well, yeah,
to be
it's
I
like,
think it's funny
yeah,
as well.
The fight is
We
alright as
turned
well.
Titan into an armored vehicle.
he had an ATV. Leave him alone.
We did better with Garuda and Ifrit. There's
Yeah,
I mean, let's talk, can we talk about the fights as we go through them?
Yeah, we'll just quickly.
We don't have
Ramuh
much
is fine.
time.
We don't have time. Gary.
balls.
We literally don't have time.
Good music too.
Yeah, good music. We need
Yes.
to move on.
I
Garuda and Ifrit starts out as two, then you fight one, and then you fight the two of them, and then they merge into
Direct
this.
to Pax or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Something.
That fight is
not
really
particularly
fun.
good.
It's a
That
fun
is
fight.
probably. It's between that and the final fight that for the most. I think the best fight of the tier.
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
yeah.
Not very corrupted in their designs. Well,
Mm.
aside from Ifrit just being a human. But
Yeah, yeah.
I will agree with Chat that I think some of the AOE's in the Ifrit not in the Ifrit Garuda fight are hard to see because of the color scheme of the
I
arena.
agree. Yeah, that's
That
true.
is true.
Yeah, yeah. Right. So the next one is the fairy, which is
I don't know what it's
We should
actually.
probably
Yeah, it's
explain
called
what the
something
fairy
else.
is.
It talks to Reen. I
die.
have a theory about this, by the way. Do you think maybe she's like because they keep referencing time. Like there's a point where they talk about time. Is she a sorceress?
She's gonna be she's a sorceress.
Maybe.
Or the equivalent of a sorceress in our world. It might
Yeah.
not. She might not be. But
I want her to be
she's essentially a
Ultimecia.
sorceress.
That would be Ultimecia would have been good and would
Maybe
give us that
maybe
8
that
reference that we've sort of
Maybe
not
that
seen. What?
Maybe that voice is the sorceress.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
you
I was
had a
thinking.
sorceress can jump between them.
Because in 8 lore, the sorceress has to pass on her powers, right?
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
and
but
her magic is-
Ultimecia was in the future.
yeah,
and her
She went
magic is
back in
time
time.
based.
yeah. So
No
is
clue what you guys are
has
talking
she
about.
like picked Gaia as her like successor, and then she's like
Gaia is sort
Yeah.
of
leading her
like
towards,
Noah, I guess.
Sort of, but like also
or is
Gaia
she?
kicks her out by the end because Gaia has control over the powers
Right.
for herself by the
Mhm.
time of the final fight. I think the fight against whatever it's called, the Heart of Darkness or whatever it is,
Yeah,
is the
something like
least-
that.
is the worst fight of the tier.
I agree,
the portal
but-
mechanic is pretty cool though.
That's the
Going
only
into
cool thing
it,
about the
it
fight.
was
Yeah.
so much better than I thought it would be, and that's something.
Yeah.
It's also just it doesn't help that it's the only fight that does not have new music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like hearing that song anymore. Really.
No. It's distressing because you know that when there's Savage time, you're going to spend a lot of time in there, and you're going to hear that theme again for weeks on end.
Just before you go into the final fight, can I just quickly bring up the fact that lightning is the most dark aspected of the elements.
Yeah.
And then for the final fight, they decide, right, we'll do the last element, ice. That's the most light aspected element. No measures were taken for Ramu. So
No.
why did Ramu
Yeah,
decide to
that's-
become the vessel for Shiva?
Ramu doesn't have a vessel on the source. I understand your problems with this particular plot point, but I think
I hate
there is enough of an
everything
explanation.
about
was
it.
The
No,
reasoning is
the
there.
fact that
Fight.
Oriange was like, oh yeah, that makes sense, made
Hey,
me...
he's the most cautious man there is.
Well, Oriange does not say it makes sense. He says, "Well, that sounds very dangerous, but it might be our best bet." It's not like he's saying.
It made no sense.
It's not like he was all in
Okay,
at
that's
this point.
fine. Just buy into it, but it felt forced. It felt so forced.
I agree with you. I'm not
wouldn't-
disagreeing that I think it was forced.
I wouldn't even say it's forced, but I have my other problems.
What? Okay,
right,
we'll get to.
we're
Okay,
also-
right.
Yeah, when we get to it.
Let's just say that she's like, oh, I have to be the body or whatever she called it.
Yeah.
And
Let me be Shiva for
we
this one.
basically
Why?
turn her into Shiva.
Yeah,
Okay, now you can say what you
and
don't
do
like.
a
Rollo.
reasonable job.
Explain, Rollo. Explain the problem.
All right. Well, first, I'm very mixed about this one. I think the fight's cool.
Yeah.
I like the concept of magical girl Reen.
Mhm.
That's fun.
Mhm.
I don't want to see her titties. I really don't want to see that.
That's what
is-
essentially I said.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I'm not a fan, and also
Yeah.
I don't like the Ysael snub. I feel
No.
like Ysael should have had more importance to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Ysael. I don't know if that's like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
But just for her to
Yeah.
come
I
on.
feel like in the context of the fight, because it was Shiva and Shiva was Ysael and whatever, it was,
Yeah.
you could see why they did it, but because it's Reen is when it gets creepy.
Yeah. Also, it's funny that this happens right after they do that. Please don't take lewd screenshots of like Lalafell.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that in our clean game. And then they do this. I'm like,
It would have been fine if it was like not her face.
Yeah.
If it wasn't
Yeah.
just her
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
If it was like Ysael's or like Shiva's face
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't like the camera pans to her titties.
Yeah, it's very weird.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I will say, even though I wasn't expecting Rain to like bring Shiva and be the like vessel for Shiva, I understand why they did it, so they could get the fight that they wanted out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
couldn't have done the Heidelin stuff in this fight if it was just Shiva. I
Yeah.
think it would have made
Well, that
far
was-
less sense.
Yes.
That was
All
That
that
was
stuff
amazing.
is super cool though. Like
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
when you split into
I-
two groups and it's literally just the mother crystal. That
is
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
I, as much as you guys seem to dislike that Rain was the summoner of Shiva, and to a certain
I
extent
think
I
it's
dislike
fine.
it as well.
Mhm.
I think it's worth it to get the fight and the
Yeah,
symbolism
I'll-
of the fight that we got.
I'll accept that.
The cheesy ending though of that fight.
I'm not defending that.
Oh,
No,
that
you guys cannot say anything. Specifically, you
What?
and you right over there, because you guys like Kingdom Hearts. And this is the same thing of like, no,
Yeah,
the light
but
is
that's
too
There's a difference. There's a difference. Also,
That's
we
a different
have
game.
an
This
ironic
game
like.
is-
There's a Kingdom Hearts is different because you have like this
is
ironic
the
relationship
same.
to it. Rollout. It's different because Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts is
yeah,
not
but-
the same game.
Yeah, like if 14 had always been like Kingdom Hearts,
Yeah,
in
with
that
Donald
way,
Duck
I
and
would
Goofy walking around.
I would
Oh,
understand
please.
this more, but it comes across as so cheesy in
But
in
it's
context
really
of 14.
It's fine that it's cheesy. I don't like. It's kind of cute that they're so earnest and
Rollo
no,
loves everything that's just cheesy and like anime. That's just
Yeah.
100% Rollo.
not
You
always,
know that
not
Rollo's gonna
always.
defend it every
Yeah.
time it
Not
shows up in
always.
this game.
But I think this was cute, and I'm like, oh no,
Chad is
Reed.
right. It's very Nomura.
Yeah, it's very Nomura.
You can see the Nomura in this fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like when Gaia comes in smashing her hammer, I'm like, it's very anime. It's like the Gosetsu
awful.
thing. It's like the Gosetsu thing, right? I love that in the Yotsu fight where like he comes in, he's like, no, you can still be a good person.
You're making me retroactively dislike the Getsetsu thing,
Yeah.
so stop talking.
Why are you tainting it,
I'm
Rollo?
still
It's the
okay
same
with it.
thing.
It's
Okay,
not the same
we need to
thing.
move on.
It
We need to
is.
move on. Okay, breathe.
We need to move
We need to
on,
breathe.
fine.
Okay, that's
Anyway, the story wraps
we,
up and it's
we
rubbish.
restore ice. We start to get greenery in the empty.
It looks nice.
Yeah, this
There's
is
a very brief post Eden scene where like
you're in the
essentially
wandering
implies
stairs.
that Thancred and Oriange will be gone by the time
Yeah.
of the final.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's exclusively a Reen and Gaia story from now on.
Ah, how
I'm
thrilling!
kind of excited about it. I know
Yeah.
my owner is very upset, but I'm curious to see where this goes.
You know how it's gonna go. They're gonna be best friends forever, and one of them's
Yeah.
gonna die, and then it's gonna be sad.
Oh,
Calling
let's
it
go
now.
and
I
eat
don't
more
think one of
coffee
them's gonna
biscuits.
die.
Well, we'll see.
I don't think one of them's
One
gonna
of
They
them,
got their
one of them is
biscuits!
either gonna die, or if she's like, if Gaia
I
turns
think
into
it's
like,
I think it's all going to end with them having coffee biscuits, and we get to join them.
oh, it's
The
it's
camera's
gonna
gonna
be,
pan
it's
up.
gonna be
I'm gonna
one of them.
refuse.
It's gonna be either that Reen has to like accept that her friend is gone, that she's dead, or they're gonna go have
No.
that biscuit. They're gonna one of them is both
If
of them
they
are
go and have
Nomura
biscuits,
endings, and we'll
I will
we'll
leave
see.
that quest uncompleted.
These guys hate Reen and Gaia so
I
much.
so
they both-
Mela
I-
hates it
I
more
don't
than me.
dislike-
I just think
and I don't
Reen is a
dislike Reen.
flat character.
Oh, so I'm allowed a strong opinion on characters. But not dungeons?
We
You
can
don't have a strong opinion on
Okay,
dungeons.
okay. Yeah, you
Right.
don't have. That was exactly the
Send
opposite.
adrift.
Okay, let's talk about Ruby Weapon.
I like the song.
It's probably my least favorite new song from the patch.
Yeah,
I like Ultima's.
we
music
return
a
to
lot.
Gaius. The world, Eorzea is in grave danger. Gaius, we get to learn about Gaius's past.
Not yet.
Why
no,
is
we
that
first
placed on?
forward.
Why is,
It's after
it's
the
out
fight.
of order.
There. That's after the fight.
Sorry.
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, I just wrote this from
Oh,
what I could
okay.
remember the whole thing.
Okay. Well, we're more or less thrown into the fight.
Yeah,
Straight away.
basically, it's
Straight
on the
away.
way. Deal
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
We
And it
see
was an
we see
incredible
it
fight.
launch.
Yeah.
It's interesting we actually get to see the launch, and it's not part of the opening cutscene of the fight.
No.
Mm.
No, it's just
What
a Gundam.
weird fight.
So good.
It's
So
very good
good.
fight.
It's sort of like it shows. Well, I can't even remember the first part of the fight because the second part is like so.
The first
it
part is the
eclipses
one where he does the nail mechanics, where
Oh
you
yeah,
like
that's the
things
classic
come out the floor,
Ruby Weapon from 7.
Yeah.
So you're fighting just classic Ruby Weapon.
and he has an enrage.
It has an enrage.
Does the first phase have an enrage?
Yes.
Yeah, it has the.
It has the optimized Ultima right at the end,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
okay.
you can fail that.
I
But it
barely
only
watched.
triggers when he's at like 5%.
Oh, it's a timed enrage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Odin. Okay.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it's
yeah.
like, it starts casting. Kill it before it's done. Right. So.
and then out of nowhere
out of nowhere.
turns into like a Sinich, and this big gooey nail with wings comes out,
Disgusting nail.
like her
It-
teen whatever it is.
Yeah.
Nine?
Now this part of the fight has a real enrage.
Yeah.
has two, I think.
Is
That's
it
true.
a 2?
As multiple.
Oh, it does have
a
two.
DPS
Yeah, you're right. It
check
does
and
have
then-
two. The ad phase does have
Ad
an enrage
phase,
as well.
yeah.
If you don't
Oh,
kill the
yeah.
ads,
The
that also
Dalamud will
counts.
kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Dalamud, like 50 times during the
Yeah,
fight.
just add more Dal. You broke that one. All right, I'm gonna summon another.
And around you is like a vision of like Eorzea if the Dalamud project
destroyed.
was successful.
Yeah.
So you see like
You can
Limsa.
miss
It's
So
a
much if you
little.
don't look at
I'm
the
going to be a little critical about the set dressing here. They kind of look like just toys. They're not like far enough. They don't. The scale is off, and also
Yeah.
the way that Limsa is just like no damage, by the way, on the buildings. They're just like a little askew. There's no damage to the building or anything. They're just like it looked like someone just threw models around the.
Don't
the
look at
room.
it too hard.
Yeah, don't look
look
too hard at it. But I will of course do that.
It's pretty cool.
It's all right if you don't look too closely.
Okay.
But the Dalamud thing is really cool though. Here's the thing. Here's my
Once
only
or
gripe
twice.
about this because Mela was disappointed with my reaction. I just don't like it when they cheapen Dalamud. I'm not a big
okay with
fan of it because they
I feel
they
like it's not
pull
cheapening Dalamud.
it lands like 20 times back in like 1.0 in A Realm Reborn. That was like a fucking era-ending calamity that was approaching.
I mean, you could argue they cheapened Heidelin in this.
They
in this
have, yeah.
patch too.
They've cheapened the Echo.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
cheapened a lot of things in this expansion.
I'm not against them cheapening the Echo because that's just expanding on it. But like the Heidelin and the Dalamud thing read as more fan servicey, whereas the Echo thing is tied more to the lore.
That's how I feel about
Yeah.
Archifant.
Hey.
We're not having
I
this
think it was
discussion.
a
We don't have
really
time.
good.
We do not
really
have
good fight
time.
anyway.
No
They
time.
cheapen it. They cheapen it.
All right.
Basically, the fight ends, and then it turns out that
This Ori girl comes up, and then Gaius is like, "Oh, you come."
yeah,
Oh, you cut out all of what you said. Just cut out.
he said
Excellent.
the Ori girl comes. That
Yeah,
was
you
enough.
said the aura. She comes up, and we learn that he raised a lot of orphans
Gaius, he raised orphans in Wurlit.
Verlet.
with specific hair colors, which is
Yeah.
No,
important.
that's not relevant right now. The pilot, when they're leaving, they say who was piloting Ruby Weapon because the pilot's now dead, and it was
It was
one
the
of
one with
orphans.
red hair, they said. Pay no mind to
No.
that, we say.
They didn't say the one with red hair. They say her name.
Yeah, I know. But pay
something
no
like
mind to her hair
Melisandre
color,
or something.
Dad. It has nothing to do with anything, they say.
And Gaius is actually upset.
Yeah,
he
because
cares about
his
them.
the Garlean brainwashing has worked on
it's
them.
also I think he's also upset because he was involved in that. to a certain
Yeah.
he
extent.
has he's raised them to be like this.
Yeah.
So
That
we
is
have,
true. She did have blonde hair.
Oh, she had blonde hair.
It was like
Well, that's fine. Because
Brown
the
and
others
blonde
are-
and
That doesn't matter.
what they are.
We don't really. The other ones make more sense. So we have now we have the remaining orphans, blue hair, which we have confirmed in the last part of the cutscene is Sapphire Weapon, that's going to be interesting because you never fight Sapphire Weapon in 7. It gets killed before you
That
get
is
to
true.
fight it.
Oh.
I was surprised they revealed it at this point.
Yeah.
Without,
I'm
mean,
surprised they
we
revealed it
don't need to
beforehand as well.
speculate.
And that to me just confirms that we're also getting Emerald
I
Weapon.
was also
100%
surprised that the blue one is the one we're going to fight next. Sapphire Weapon is what we're going to fight next because we met Rex, whereas we didn't meet whoever
Yeah.
the green one was. I was thinking they were going to
That's
dispose
true.
of the ones we haven't met first.
That's true. Yeah. So we're getting Sapphire and then Emerald probably, and then there's 2 blonde or white-haired people left, which could be Diamond Weapon. So that
It
means
could be Diamond.
we could get 4 weapons. That would be
I'm
very
gonna say
exciting.
they've definitely done this in the
Yes.
wrong order in terms of Seven's lore.
Yeah.
Ruby's by far the strongest.
Yeah.
I don't think they care about that.
Well, no, actually,
Or
yeah.
was
It wasn't
Emerald was quite hard. wasn't
Emerald
it?
was hard. Wasn't
I mean, Sapphire also has no context.
We
No.
never know
Who's-
about
yeah,
Sapphire.
yeah.
Whose data do you think they're going to load into the next one?
That's what confuses me.
Yeah,
we
that's
still
what we're
don't really
waiting
know
for.
how they get Eula's
Yeah.
data, Nail's data either.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
because
Gaia,
Nail was
Livia,
disintegrated.
Nero?
What?
I was just
Why would they
maybe
bring Nero?
Retartin. I don't know.
Oh, they could bring back old
decent
Guardians that we've
fighters.
killed.
I think it's going to all be Legatus's. It's going to be like,
Yeah, it's
they're
gonna
gonna-
be.
and the final one, Diamond Weapon's probably going to be Gaius.
yeah, it's
And
definitely
who
going to
in
be like,
that?
I'm you now,
Yeah,
Dad,
I'm you,
look at me.
Daddy. That is creepy.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Kill him, War of Light, please kill him right now.
Yeah, I was thinking the next one might be Regulus.
Okay, we need to.
Regulus.
We need to move.
Very quickly,
okay.
Gaius said Reunite. It's very interesting
Yeah. That's
Guy's
true.
redemption arc is
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
because we haven't seen them meet each other yet.
That's true.
It was nice.
Okay, we need to jump. So let's not. We can't cover all of this. Should we mention quickly just ocean fishing?
You
I like
guys
how
seem to
all
have
of
fun
you
with
picked
it.
that.
It's fun.
Yes.
It is
You guys
fun.
seem
It
to
is
have
actually
fun.
quite good.
It is quite. Yeah, Rolla. Every time we've streamed it, Rolla's not been able to join.
I'm so sad. I want to fish.
It was funny when we were going to do it for the first time. Everyone was like, we were waiting for Rolla because Rolla was going to unlock, because Rolla hadn't even unlocked Fisher on that character. So we're like, just
No.
waiting there. He's like, I'm doing the quest now, guys. And we're like, okay, 3 minutes to go, Rolla. He's like, I'm at the Armorer's Guild. Is that the right one?
No.
And we're like,
No, 'cause-
Aww.
Because the
So
Fisher
sad.
has a quest that sends you to the armor, like a beginner level
Yeah.
2 quest.
Yeah.
I thought it was that one.
So yeah,
But
you.
it's despite having no boat, which is a big no-no, and it is upsetting on many
You know,
levels.
oh, this
the
is
actual thing is really fun.
Let me just say this. This was someone told me this on stream. The fact that there's no boat is on purpose.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They
either.
decided not to put a boat there. That makes me even more angry.
But that does mean that based on our very valuable feedback and maybe community feedback, they could implement
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I guess there's that. But yeah, I just don't understand what made them make that decision. Like, let's not add the boat. Is it because they didn't want to work on that? Or, I don't know.
It's every 2 hours they need to have an animation of a boat pulling up and
Yeah.
then leaving. It's such a low effort
They already
thing, but it would
have
add so much.
they already have the boat model in motion in the cutscene. Just put it in the
Yeah.
overworld like you did in 1.0. I don't get. It's so awkward in the cutscene, unlocked cutscene, because they're like,
Yeah.
oh, they say a boat here, and there's no boat behind them. He's just, oh,
Yeah.
this fishing boat is so good.
It's anchored far away.
Yeah,
It's out now, but it'll
Around
definitely
the
don't
behind
understand.
Polaris, maybe.
It's already out on a fishing trip. Don't ignore the fact that I, the captain, I'm not
Okay,
there.
for those of you that for some reason haven't tried ocean fishing yet and haven't heard me rant about it, basically there is no boat coming into port every 2 hours. Instead, the NPC just gets like a quest icon above their head. It is bizarre. It is bizarre. I just can't.
very odd.
It's every other MMO in the universe who has a system like this has a boat.
Maple Story did it.
Even Maple Story.
If Maple Story
there
did
was
it.
there was like a
anyone-
boat that would actually show up.
Oh, there you go. It just makes
Like an
sense.
airship.
That being said, system itself very good. I am enjoying it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Really fun.
Yeah. So
Yeah. What do you think about the longevity of it?
they will.
They need to
it
be
needs
very
updates, constant
proactive
updates.
with-
Yeah.
Like
Nah.
you think like every other patch will be fine, or
Every
new,
patch.
Yeah, new routes. They need to add new routes because otherwise
I mean-
it'll.
I will say about the current routes, 2 of the locations between both routes is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it always has Costa del Sol in both.
So-
Yeah.
It has Costa del Sol and Western Lenosha in both of them.
Yeah.
I expect they'll add like a new location each time, like
hope
just a
so.
It has to
single
have,
location.
has
like-
to be one patch at least, every one patch.
Hmm.
for now, like what we have now, do you think you guys would be done as
Sorry, repeat
What?
that, Rollo.
Excuse
So-
me.
like with how it is now? Do you think like until there's more content for it, do you think you'll be done with it once you get them out?
No, I think there's a title after that to get
Yeah,
as well.
title.
there's a
I
title.
don't think I need the title.
I
think
mean,
only want
I'm
the
asking
mount.
you guys personally, not
Oh,
like
I will
that's
just
my-
probably go for the mount.
Probably the mount.
Yeah.
I mean, if I
Yeah.
ever get around to getting all the fish again, I will probably do it as well for that.
Hmm.
'Cause
Okay.
There's a lot of new fish added to the log.
Yeah.
It's the shark mount. That's
Yeah.
It's a shark,
yeah.
yeah. That you can lie on sexily.
You can
There.
lie
Well,
on it
that's if you're a
sexily.
Vieira.
Oh, that's the Vieira post, right? Right. Final thing we can talk about just before we wrap up is Falling City of Nimh. How do you
I've
feel
not
about
done
it?
it.
It's very difficult.
It is
It's
quite
remarkably
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah, and if you fall at any point, there are no checkpoints. You start right from the beginning.
Mm.
So be good at it. But it's fun.
good. Get good at jumping puzzles.
And
It's,
it's- and
it's going to be an MSQ one day.
And it's really cool seeing Upper and Outer Lenosha from above.
Mm. It's a very nice view.
Yeah.
what
And
are
it's less
like,
upsetting in terms of the fact that they didn't desecrate it.
Yeah.
Like
what, did
the
you,
fucking.
what did you say, Rollo?
Why don't we get some general feelings about the patch? Then how you feeling about 5.2, fellas?
It's a good patch. I mean, we haven't really gotten. Where are the parasols? Everyone's asking about the parasols, by the way.
Yeah,
no
because-
mention of it anywhere, by the way. There's
Yeah.
just complete silence. I was expecting when I logged in to see everyone walking around with a parasol.
Yeah.
Very disappointed when I didn't see anyone.
Agreed.
So
Yeah,
I'm assuming
probably
it's
next.
the next patch. But
Yeah,
it's
5.21.
weird that they haven't said
Right.
which patch it'll come out on.
Yeah, and they haven't mentioned it at all.
Does that mean it's gonna
I
be
like-
tied like to the new relic thing? Maybe. Have you found an umbrella?
Oh,
in the-
maybe.
I hope not.
Yeah.
It's not coming out until 0.25.
Welcome to the Resistance. Here's your umbrella.
Have a power soul.
I like Eden. I like the Eden fights. I like Ruby Weapon. I like Anamnesis and Ida. I think the overall MSQ is annoying because it gives you more questions than it answers.
Well, to be fair, we knew
yeah.
that though. It's part 1.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
yes,
to be
that's
expected.
true. But also, I also think the MSQ is full of unnecessary things
Amen.
in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really agree with that part. I think there's some nice moments of levity
You
that are
think
kind
the
of neat.
liver thing was
I liked certain parts of
It's
it.
fine.
okay?
I liked getting the wrap up with Lena. I liked the wrap up with Runa. I like these things, but there are some other things like I didn't care about the stupid guards and their killing of them thinking they're going to be
No.
the next warrior.
I mean, they're gonna die. Okay, well, one of them is gonna die.
I
Yeah.
think at least one of them is possibly two.
It was.
I like that the
yeah.
I like the counter argument. I didn't mention this earlier.
Yeah.
I like the counter argument. They're like, you went on this adventure. Why can't we?
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. All right.
Yeah.
Is it an okay patch? Yes or no? Is it a good patch? Yes.
It's a good patch.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Good patch.
Better than 5.1 in terms of content. and
5.3
story.
will be better.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I would say better than 5.1 overall. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to follow us on Twitter, SpeakersXIV, Twitch.tv/SpeakersOfIreland, YouTube.com/SpeakersXIV, exclamation Discord in chat if you want to join our Discord server. If you're watching on demand, link is in the description. Remember to send us Mogmail now. Okay, we will read Mogmail next week, and I will. And if there's a lot to cover next week, we will rotate it so it'll be at the top of the show notes. So we will read them first. All right.
Send them in. We'll read them.
Yes. All right. Thanks for watching. If you're watching live, remember to stay tuned for the post show. We will do questions from the syndicate and the tournament bracket. See you then. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.